Hello Year 9. In the last video we imported a floor plan into SketchUp for Schools. So the next thing to do to continue with our architectural model is to start importing some of the walls that we've drawn in previous activities. Now these could be internal walls, which are just the ones that you see here, plain timber, or they might be the ones that you've got with a door and window already in them. On the floor plan, I can see in my drawing clearly where doors are, and this symbol here, which is the white rectangle with the line through it, indicates where windows are. And first thing you'll notice, looking more closely at this floor plan, is the internal walls are notably thinner than the external walls. Okay, and that's typical in a structure. For the external walls to be double walls. So we'll cover that a little bit later. We're going to do a timber internal wall and then an outside wall which will be made out of brick, which is what we call a brick veneer construction. All right, so on to the actual mechanics of this. We are importing what we have drawn. So we use the import utility rather than the open file, and I'm going to browse through my components and things that I've drawn in the past, and this is the wall that I'm importing. So I'll import that file as a component, and then you'll see it appear in the model as such. Now what's interesting, where we've got a wall like the one we have near the WC here, which is called the water closet, we can do that. Even though there's breaks in that wall where the doors are, we can put that wall in place and then break the wall later on. Or you might choose just to draw those little bits and pieces, and that's fine. Okay, I'm going to put this one, it looks like it's almost long enough to do that, not quite, but I'm going to position it in this position here. So I'll want to place it in the center of that wall there, rather than putting it to the left like that or putting it to the right side. I'll just place it in the center, and then when we put our wall linings on later, that will move that into the correct thickness once we've got a little bit of wall lining on either side. So that's the process. We're just going through and we're putting more walls in. And you might also think, and you would be correct to do so, what's the point in going through importing and doing that? Well, you're absolutely right. There's no need to do that. When you've already got a component like this wall in here, we can click on the Move tool, pick the wall, press the Control key to get a copy, and then we can place that in the drawing again like so, and then I'll use the rotate tool in this case, and I'll rotate around the blue dot there, turn it around 90 degrees, and then from that I can slide that wall into position so that it butts up against the other wall like so. Okay, and again just check that you've got it centered on the construction. Now after that, what you'll be doing is trimming these walls to length. Obviously you can see here that the wall is too long, so it needs 1, 2, 3, 4 of those studs removed, and that one looks like it's almost close to being in position there where it needs to be. So look, you can import walls, you can redraw them if you prefer, that's up to you. But basically what you're starting to do now is, is construct the building. All right, and I'll do the external walls video next after I've trimmed these walls up. Okay. If you're wondering about that, really quickly, what you'll do, these, as you can see, have come in as a component or a group. So you'll double click that so that you edit that particular wall, and then delete the parts that you don't need. Okay, now it looks like, because mine are components, when I delete this particular member here, see how the other ones are being highlighted in the other walls? It's going to delete them too. So that's a problem. So before I start doing that, I'll right click this one and I'll tell SketchUp to make it a unique component. So it's unique from these other ones. And now when I double click and edit that, and I select that, you can notice that the other ones aren't being selected over here now. And I'm able to go through and start deleting the parts that I don't need from this particular one here. Okay, you can use things like double clicking on there, and then you can use the pushing and pull tool, right, to move that into position, you know, and just modify the walls to get them how you'd like them to look, the correct length and so on. All right, so that's the process of starting to clean up and you know, and make the walls the correct length. All right, so that pretty much concludes this video, and I will see you in the next video when I'll show you how to draw the external walls as well. All right, thank you for watching.